What's up, everybody? You don't know, say it's your girl Delilah, and I'm here back with our next video for you guys. I don't know how it go. I know me are following up with one bag of story time, but for right now I eat enough to go and work with till girl give birth and the exciting things start happening again, you know what I mean? But I really appreciate you guys for still supporting me, even though all me I do I go on story time. Y'all still supporting me. I'm a really love you for that now. Like, as y'all can see in the title, what I'm gonna be talking about, I don't know my life ever full of drama, ever. There's never a dull moment, I promise you. So that's why I'm full of so many story times, okay? This particular story time is like a continuation of a story time I was previously telling y'all about the first time me going to jail. This story time right here, yeah, this is basically like what happened after. So I guess it's kind of in a way a part 2, but it's a whole different topic. If y'all haven't seen that video, I'm gonna go ahead and leave a link in the description box for it. Y'all could go check it out after this one, so y'all probably could get an idea of the full story. But for those of you who watched it already, then you already know. Remember in that video I was saying how I fought, went to jail, and got kicked out of Job Corps or whatever, and got sent back home. When I was a teenager, me and my mother didn't really get along like that. It's not a secret, everybody knows from my hometown, like we didn't really get along. So I was like really in and out her house or whatever. I'm not gonna lie, she was super disappointed that I got kicked out of the Job Corps or whatever. So she wasn't too feeling me at the time. Basically, I was like between my mother's house and a friend's house at the time. The boyfriend that I had at Job Corps that I was telling you about, I didn't really give y'all detail in the last video, but he wasn't just a regular boyfriend. This was like my first love, my first everything, my first baby father. Yes, I had a baby for him when I was 17, and that baby passed away in her sleep. That's what got me to go to Job Corps, try to start a new life, because I was just so distraught, suicidal, just like the whole shebang. If y'all want to hear a story time about that, let me know. I got his name tatted on me when I was like 15, 16, and it's still there. So yeah, that's how much I really loved him. I would never tattoo another guy's name on me ever, but I was just crazy in love. In total, I actually was pregnant for him, I think 3 or 4 times. He had his flaws, and he had a bad temper, and when he got mad, he became abusive. So a lot of times I had miscarriages because of the fighting. It was just a lot. It was a lot. I would have to do a whole nother story time on that, but it was a lot between me and him. But we loved each other a lot because we were there for each other. But he was going through a lot mentally. He just came from Jamaica, and it was a lot for him. But we were together for about 5 to 6 years, my longest relationship ever. And I just thought that was hubby right there. I'm not gonna lie to you. So when I got kicked out of Job Corps, I got sent back home, right? Obviously, when I got out of jail, whatever. We were having a few issues anyway before I left Job Corps, sexually. Because, okay, so I was with him from I was young until an adult, right? So when I was young, it's like, okay, he was more experienced than me in sex. So I just went with the flow. But as I got older and I heard my friends talk about stuff, and they're just like, oh, my boyfriend did this to me, my boyfriend did that to me, and I'm just like, my boyfriend's not doing any of these stuff. I want to experience other stuff sexually. Like, I'm becoming an adult, I'm learning my body, and I'm just saying, like, let's try some new stuff. I would consider him super Jamaican, and when I say super Jamaican, I mean like he wasn't willing to try much. Like, he was just like, man, I do that, man, I do this. For instance, I asked him to give the boobs a kiss. No, can you love finger yourself and feel up your titty them. And you now come give me seasoned breast. And I'm like, what? At the time, I didn't even know what seasoned breast meant. I'm not even gonna lie to y'all. And I'm just like, you're being super boring. But y'all know what really pissed me off? Y'all wanna know what really pissed me off? He always wanted the 3,000, okay? He always wanted that. But you don't even want to suck on my breasts, nigga. These big... Okay. He had me messed up. So basically, I started telling him, like, look, if you're not gonna try certain stuff, I'm getting bored. And when people get bored, in my last video, the sex tips, this one, what I was telling y'all, when people get bored in relationships, what they do? They cheat. That's what people do when they're bored in relationships. They cheat, okay? You gotta fulfill their needs just as well they gotta fulfill yours. You understand? It's a two-way street. You can't just be worried about yourself. So when I seen he always wanted the 3,000 and didn't even want to suck on a big breast, I'm like, oh no, I gotta rethink this. I don't know if I want to be with him for the rest of my life if he's gonna be this selfish. I'm back home, right? One of my oldest brothers has a mechanic shop. Had a mechanic shop. Cause he don't even live in New York no more. But he had a mechanic shop, and I used to always go over there. He had this super cute coworker. I don't know, well, he kind of worked for my brother, but nevertheless, he was fine. Fine. And then he had this voice. Hold on, let me stop being so horny. He had this voice that was so angelic. Like, it was real soft, but he just had this, like, bad man image about him, but his voice was so soft. And I'm just like, I'm not gonna lie to y'all, I was very horny because I felt like I wasn't getting the proper nut. I wasn't. Mentally, I was done. I'm telling y'all. Mentally, I was done. I wanted to explore. I've been with him for so long, and I wanted to explore. That's the only penis I knew for years, and I was ready to try something new. I'm not gonna lie. I was on my thotty. I was on my thotty. I started going to my brother's shop purposely every day just so I could, you know, flirt with his coworker. And my brother started peeping game, and he asked about my baby daddy. I ain't gonna say nobody's name, and you know I don't say nobody's name. But he started asking about my baby daddy, and he was just like, what's going on? Why are you at my shop flirting with him? Where is such and such? And I'm just like, oh, he's still at Job Corps. And he's like, isn't he coming back soon? Because I know y'all can't be away from each other too long. Y'all lovebirds, blah, blah. And I'm just like, I don't know what he's doing. I'm not concerned about him. We've been having issues lately. One day I went to the job, my brother's mechanic shop, and he wasn't there, but the guy was. And we started talking. He was like, you should come link me sometime, you know? But when I make your brother know, and I'm like, for sure, we ain't gotta let nobody know. Nobody. It could be between us. I went to see him that night. I know y'all be like, Delilah, you is such a thotty. But listen, I'll be so honest with y'all, okay? I went to go see him that night, and I was like, Ma, I'll probably be back later, or I'll see you tomorrow, or whatever. And she was like, where you going? And I'm just like, out. And she was like, why you going out at this hour? And I'm like, girl, if you don't go to bed, you know I don't even really live with you like that. Don't be trying to, you know, don't be trying to question me, because I don't really live with you like that. I come and go, okay? So she started cussing me out, because she was just like, oh, ain't such and such gonna call you tonight? Like, you know, whatever. I don't know. To be honest with y'all, I think my cell phone was broken, and I ain't have no phone. So it was just like he had to call the house phone or my mother's phone or one of them. I don't know. Basically, my mother was just like, ain't such and such gonna call you? How you gonna get his call? And I'm just like, Ma, I got this. Like, what you doing, girl? You in my business. Don't do that.
Excuse me? You in my business? Yeah, don't do that.
I left. I wasn't trying to hear what she was talking about. I left and I went to go see him, and we was chilling or whatever, and y'all know what happened. Don't act like y'all know what happened. Y'all want me to spell it out for y'all? He knew what I came over there for, and I know what I went over there for. We wasn't with no playing. We wasn't with no kid, nothing. Period. We ain't jump right into it. You know, we was chilling, talking, doing the little warm-up session, pre-gaming, if you may. Child. 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 He did his thing. I ain't gonna hold you. It's not the best I ever had, but he did his thing, for sure. Would I say he was better than my baby daddy? I can't compare him, because that was just for a nut, and my baby daddy is more, we're very romantic with each other. Very romantic, like, very romantic. I used to love being with him in the bedroom, because my baby daddy was so romantic, y'all. Just having flashbacks. He would say all these sweet stuff, like, you're so special, you're so beautiful, you're so, you know, he was very romantic. So although he wasn't doing all the foreplay stuff, he made up for it in other areas, you know. When I go see my mom later that day, she let me know, like, oh, your baby daddy called. And I'm like, you ain't answer, right? She was like, oh, I did. And I'm like, why would you answer? What you tell him? She was like, oh, I told him you left, you went on the road. And he asked, why you on the road at that hour? And I told him, I don't know where you went. And I'm like, Mom, you snitched? You dry snitched on me? She was like, I absolutely did. She looked me dead in my face and was like, I dead did. Because I don't see why you had to go out last night. Like, you acting like I don't know what you went to go do. Da, 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 da. Me and her got into it. Because I'm like, that's none of your business anyway. She snitched on me. So he called me that in the middle of the day that day. I was home and he called me. He was like, yo. And I'm like, hey, baby. He was like, yo, where did that last night? I'm going to say, I went to go hang out. He was like, so your mother never know where you're there. And I'm like, I didn't tell her. He's like, why? I'm just like, you know, I'm stuttering. I don't know what to say. So anyway, him tell me say I'll come up tomorrow. I guess the next day was Friday. He was allowed to come up on weekends. He's like, yo, man, I can forward up tomorrow, you know, for going link you. I'm gonna say, okay, babes, me there. It's alright then. So he came up the next day. He went to his sister's house. And I went over there to go see him. And he wasn't with no talking. He wasn't with no hugging. Hey, how you been? You missed me? Nothing. The nigga literally dragged me into the room, dragged all my clothes off, laid me down, and started to have sex with me. Like, he went straight into it. And I was kind of like, what? Why are you doing it like this? Like, you know? I did not know he was checking me. And I was, because this is my first time, like, cheating, I never knew, like, men had a technique to check when women cheated. You feel what I'm saying? So when I seen him just hurry up and remove all my clothes and lay me down and spread me out and just go inside of me, y'all, I want to cry just thinking about it. Y'all, the look on his face when he slid inside of me broke my heart. Broke my heart. Because when he slid inside of me and he stroked me a couple times and he stopped and just stared at me in my face, I instantly started crying, y'all. I'm such a big baby. I started crying. Like, even if I wanted to hide it, I couldn't, because I seen the heartbreak through his eyes. And I started crying so hard. And he was just like, really? Really, dog? Really? And I'm just like, what? And I'm crying and I'm like, what? What'd I do? He's like, so why you crying if you didn't know why you did? And I'm just like, I don't know. I didn't know what to say. It's like I knew I got caught, but at the same time, I'm still trying to deny it through my tears. And he was like, he just got off of me, and he like was sitting like this, and he had his hands in his face, and he was just shaking his head, and he was like, dog, you know what I'm saying, I never cheat on you yet, dog, never. And for your mother show me her vibes, me know where your mother try to tell me and that style, but it's like she don't want to break my heart over the phone, so she give me little hints and he man start call on crowd, his sister come out, all kind of people start come out and say what going, because them feel like him not gonna lick me, because me tell you say it's a man around for lick me. So they was like, no, ain't no fighting, no fighting. I'm in him say, me not lick her, man, me not lick her. But the girl take me for a fool. The girl take man for a fool. Basically, he's letting everyone know I cheated on him, because everybody's reading between the lines, and everybody just looking at me like, and I'm like, dang, my nigga, you gotta tell everybody I cheated on you, like, dang. Not gonna lie to you, it did rough. Me start hugging him. And I start, hey, when I say me ball out, my teeth eyes in them. I say me ball out, me eye, man, me ball. Two of me I ball, him start feel sorry for me and start hug me. Eh? You see how him did loving? Him did crazy, but him did loving. And him a hug me and him a say, why you do that to me? And I say, B, me been a tell you for a long time, you nah make me feel oh me want feel, and it's like you nah hear me I say we a get older, me know we different, we young. Me know me and you different, we young, but we a get older. Me could try new things. That's all me I said to you, and all the other ignore me. And when you do that to women, we feel like we have to go outside and find a man who can make we feel nice. You understand? And he might say, John, no be, me know you did a complain about it, but me never know, so I say that I go deal with it and yeah, it was just like a long talk, and he know we've been through so much together, so it wasn't easy for him to break up with me. I mean, we took a break, I'm not gonna lie, he did need a break from me. I know he cheated on me, because I heard back when he went to Job Corps, he cheated on me with this Jamaican girl. She think I don't know, but I know, girl, and I know you watching this, and you still be trying to talk to me like we cool, but whatever, girl. I know you gave him some, because you've been wanting to give him some from I was in Job Corps, and when I left, I heard you was popping up to his room. I heard, girl, but I couldn't do nothing about it, because guess what? I just called it tied. So I was just like, okay, I guess we're tied now, and we continued our relationship, and the only thing is, he never got over it. Every argument we had after that situation, he would bring it up. Oh, what y'all gonna do? Y'all gonna cheat on me again? And I'm just like, I promise you I would never do that to you again. I promise you that was just like experiment. That was a one-time thing. I told you I would never do that to you. Stop bringing that up. But he could never stop bringing it up. And I ultimately think he never got over it. And I think that's what kind of led up to our ultimate breakup, because you couldn't tell nobody nothing. Everybody thought that was my husband, and everybody thought I was his wife. Like, we was together so long, we was everywhere together, we've been through so much together. If you from my hometown in New York, then you know what I'm talking about. When our first baby died, and then when we kept having kids after that, and I kept having miscarriages, and I went to jail, and he bailed me out one of the times, and whew, we was homeless together. Me and that boy went through so much. And that's why when people see his name tatted on my back, and they be like, oh, you're not gonna cover it, I'm like, never. His name will die with me, because that man was a big part of my life, and I could never hate him. And I heard he's married now with like 4 kids. He was a breeder, like him father Volipa kids. I know him a Volipa kids, but you know, I was his first baby mother. Unfortunately, our baby passed away, but I'm still happy for him, and I'm so happy to see, you know, in life are going good. Yeah, I'm not really a cheater. I was just young, and I was just so used to seeing one penis, and I want to try something new. And yeah, so I hope you guys enjoyed that story time. I'll be keeping it real with y'all. I'll be honest. I don't be leaving nothing out. I know a lot of y'all be like, girl, you was brave to come talk about stuff like this. Yes, I am. Because I ain't got nothing to hide. I'm an open book. Like, no girl, nor no boy. On the face of this earth, none a secret for me. That's always my motto. So, I will always tell y'all my business myself. Nobody can come tell you my story for me. Period. And I love you guys. Bye.